What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
UFC Fight Night, Anderson versus Błachowicz, 2 from Rio Rancho, just happened this past February 15th, and it was a pretty decent fight card, night of fights, I should say. There were no, as opposed to last week, it wasn't a night of bad decisions. There were a couple illegal knees, though, which were very interesting. Both illegal knees leading to DQs in the main card. There were a lot of decisions, I guess, but you got Lando Venata looking probably the best he's looked in a long time. Maybe his last fight. Maybe he's back on track. Kind of a guy, one of the guys that almost beat Tony Ferguson back in the day. I think it was a late-minute replacement. Was totally dominating against Ferguson, and then either the second round or the third round, he just got really cocky and just started letting Ferguson tee off with head punches, and he ended up losing the fight, but could have easily won it if he just kept the pressure and kept fighting smart. But apparently he's changed up his camp, and he's looking good. Looking good. Same thing with John Dodson. John Dodson apparently has changed up his camp as well. Both him and Lando are from the Jackson Wink, which I don't know if that's still their main gym and they just are doing their camp with separate people. But they're both from that Jackson Wink camp, which also Diego Sanchez, formerly of the Jackson Wink camp, who's doing his training with a guy with no experience. His training videos look like the kind of kung fu master videos that uses chi to defeat enemies, which is sad to see Diego. I mean, it kind of fits Diego's brand as far as being kind of just a weird dude. The way Diego walked into the octagon was probably one of like the most peacocking of peacocking, which is interesting because he was fighting Michael Pereira, who is also known for peacocking in a much different way. But yeah, Diego was getting lit up in that fight. So anyway, going back, Lando Venata beat Yancy Medeiros, just pieced him up in that fight. Ray Borg got a win, just dominant wrestling, missed weight as per usual with Ray Borg. So we'll see. Even like his last fight was at bantamweight 135, and he missed weight for that. I think that was his last fight. So he's just got a problem making weight, which if you're a professional mixed martial artist and you have any desire to ever become a champion, one of the key things you're going to need to be able to execute is the ability to make the fight weight that you signed your contract to be fighting at, especially if you're going to, I mean, he did fight for a belt, which is kind of wackadoodle that DJ fucking Mighty Mouse was dodging the fight against TJ Dillashaw because TJ had not proven his ability to make weight. But like the guy he wanted to fight, Ray Borg, had also not been able to make weight himself. So it was clear to me watching what is going on with DJ. It's like, I don't want to fight this guy that's never proven his ability to make weight. But I'm going to go with this guy who has still not been able to make weight either, even though he's fought in the division multiple times. Very consistent with not making weight. Just kind of one of the fuckery things that nobody really likes to talk about with the godlike Mighty Mouse. But anyway, enough of Ray Borg. He won it. Good for him. Hopefully he makes weight. Would not be surprised if the UFC cuts him at some point, just because he can't ever make weight. Despite him being good, they've let go of good guys. But anyway, the next one was Brock Weaver from the Dana White Contender Series, which he did amazing in that against Kazula Vargas. And there was just a blatant grounded knee. Brock was on his butt and got kneed. Took the DQ, so ends up getting the win, which is fine. I mean, it's just I'm not, even with the Diego Sanchez when he took the illegal knee, like the whole time. Well, anyway, the Monta De La Rosa fight versus Burrell, that was fine. The female fight on the main card. But moving to the co-main event, Diego Sanchez, who I knew, like I saw these fights like a few hours after they were finished. Like I got home late and turned the fights on ESPN Plus. And just through social media, I knew Diego Sanchez won the fight, but I didn't know how he won the fight. And watching the fight, just seeing him come in, just seeing how completely not prepared he is to be fighting in a professional mixed martial arts fight, like just getting lit up. His awkwardness was enough to keep Pereira like at bay most of the time, but Pereira was pretty much lighting him up. I mean, Diego was just taking damage. He was doing a good job at absorbing a lot of punishment. But I had no idea how Diego was going to win it. And once that illegal knee happened, which was still an illegal knee, I mean, people can give Diego all the shit they want to give him, but he won the fight. He won the fight because his opponent cheated or threw an illegal shot. So interesting win for Diego. I hope. I don't know. I feel so bad. I love Diego Sanchez, but I feel bad to see where he is at. Like, I wish he would get into a real camp with real, like, trainers and coaches and, like, really get back on track, because he's a lot of fun to watch when he's, like, on top of his game. And then the main event, of course, Corey Anderson I thought was going to win, but he got finished early against Błachowicz. Błachowicz just hit him clean on his way in. Corey was coming in to either grapple or just, I don't know, but got caught and knocked out. So we'll see. I would not mind seeing Błachowicz fight John Jones. I think John Jones, there's no need for him to go to heavyweight right now. I would love to see him fight Błachowicz. I would love to see maybe a rematch with Reyes at some point. There are fights at light heavyweight for John Jones that I'm excited for. So it kind of seemed John was there. I mean, it was in New Mexico, near where John lives. So we'll see. We'll see. But exciting stuff in the light heavyweight division. Moving on to next week, UFC Fight Night, Felder versus Hooker in Auckland, New Zealand, February 23rd. Paul Felder versus Dan Hooker is going to be a crazy fight. I think Felder went out early so he can acclimate to the time difference, and Dan Hooker is on a run. Paul Felder is amazing. I actually like both of these fighters, but I think it's going to be an amazing fight nonetheless. You have Jimmy Crute versus Michael Olienchuk, whatever. Some of these names just they don't like me, and I'm not a fan of them. You have Karolina Kowalkiewicz coming back against Jan Zanon. I don't know. But anyway, there's a lot of names on here that aren't really jumping off the page, but that doesn't matter, because I almost like some of these ESPN Plus cards more, because you have fighters that have more to gain, less to lose. You can get exciting fights, and it's interesting to be introduced to new upcoming talent. But yeah, should be a fun card, which I am looking forward to. But going back real quick to last night, Jim Miller, I felt bad he lost. Happy John Dotson won. I think that was the only two. Dvalishvili won, which was nice to see. But yeah, looking forward to next week's card. As always, that is it for this episode of the Ray Taylor Show. New episodes come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go buy my artwork over at inspireddisorder.com and save 25% when you use coupon code RTS. Follow me on social media at Ray Taylor. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out.